Most High in Christ, clap it up. Give a praying hand to the Most High, allowing us all to see another day, because that is important. We should all be able to see another day, right? Because some of us don't. A few weeks ago, I've been a bit late in being able to cover this because we had other things going on. But we lost a brother, a homeless brother, right? We're all familiar with the situation. You're familiar with it, right?
I'm not sure.
The brother who's choked out on the subway by the Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khan. So, for those that are unaware, brother by the name of Jordan Neely was assaulted. Yeah, please turn off your phone. A brother by the name of Jordan Neely. Yeah, put it on silent, Biblical Show. Like, yeah, Khan. A brother by the name of Jordan Neely was assaulted, and I say assaulted, on the subway. And then this Marine took it upon himself to execute this man. Um, I'm about to send this to you now, huh? Okay, so hold on, let me get this to you. No. All right, so I just sent that to across the line. All right, so now, as I said, this brother was homeless. Okay, he was struggling, had food trouble, right? He was begging for food. Now, I've lived in New York City my whole life. I've had the experience and understand the experience of what he's gone through. I've never personally lived on the subway, but I've definitely slept there, right? Before coming into the truth and the community and your honor, right? Um, Khan. What we have to understand is that, how do I say it? Here's the evil part about it. I'm a little, what's it called, because I need y'all to understand the gravity of this situation because no one else did. No one gave a damn about this brother's life. The police that showed up on scene let his murderer go home. His murderer got to go home after what he did to that brother. Right? And right? And what's it called? That's the problem. We're not our lives aren't cared for. Right? That man, that's unjustifiable homicide. That's homicide. There was no reason. A man is begging you, irate, because he is hungry. You know, when you have low blood sugar, you do start to hallucinate, right? You act out of your mind. Hunger is not just some regular. Hunger is a very scary thing. And yeah, you might bug out. That's called survival instinct. Can it be annoying? Yes. You know what else is it? I don't understand how a veteran in this country, like, I need y'all to explain this. How can a veteran in this country not sympathize with a homeless brother starving? Don't y'all see too many of y'all own starving and in that situation? You don't hear the stories about these starving veterans on these streets? But I guess this white boy, he must have killed the right number of people. So he gets his pension nicer than the veteran that's on the street. The veteran that's on the street only killed 2 people probably. Right? He pushed paperwork. He didn't kill anybody. But the veteran what's called, who killed our brother. Yeah, he's such an effective killer. He'll kill you on the subway.
Right.
And he can't have a sympathy. He can't have sympathy for you begging, hunger pains. Like poverty isn't a game. People really think just be without. That's not an option. My child needs a new diaper. She can't have a rash. That can't happen. So you have to get robbed. Poverty. It's a hefty doctor's bill for my child in risking my child's health. Or miss, give me the mink coat and you don't get clocked over the head. Yeah. That's what our people have to deal with. And this empire is so cruel because they cause it. They cause it for their own benefit and cruel gain. Jordan Neely, if he didn't get choked out, was supposed to go to jail for some petty crime
Right.
and work in Rikers until they let him out so they can put him back into the system. And even if they didn't have him working, his presence pays the state. We have to keep Jordan Neely inside of his cell because he's a crazy, raving homeless person.
Right.
Give us extra tax money for Rikers Island. That's what happens. Our oppressor creates our destruction for his own benefit. And all that brother did was be hungry. Jordan Neely's crime was being hungry. And not even necessarily that he was hungry. In the richest city, in the richest country on the earth, no one would help him. No one would help him. And you know what the sad thing is? I'm not talking about money. Show me anyone in the video saying, stop what you're doing. You're going to kill this man. No one would help him. No one would help Jordan Neely. No one would help this brother. Khan, what you gonna say?
It's like because there was two brothers helping this white man.
It seemed like two brothers. Was it two brothers? Have they confirmed that? Huh?
Not officially,
Right.
but the consensus
is that it was two
is
brothers.
that it's two brothers.
Read what you got.
Isaiah,
5 and 20.
book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Sorry.
You got it.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Woe unto them that call evil good. Evil is good. What is evil? Killing your baby. You have the right to choose. That is evil. The right to take a life is. I bet this Marine supports abortion. Here's the thing. Abortion's wrong until it's your baby that you actually did love. A lot of y'all celebrated Mother's Day, but if you had an abortion, you're a terrible mother. You killed your child. Right? But the one you wanted, the one you loved, the one you didn't abort, he's going to watch your boyfriend kill you, and then he's going to go crazy from it. and then a Marine's gonna kill him on the subway. Because that's the story of Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely's mental problems started when he had to watch his mother be killed by her boyfriend. Okay? You think that it was okay to leave whatever man you were with and get with a child molester who molested your children. Death and destruction is coming to you. You don't deserve flowers or candy. You deserve death and destruction. Read that from the top.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
And good evil. What is calling good evil? Right? Calling good evil is hating this place. Calling good evil is saying we don't have the truth. Calling good evil is saying you don't have to listen to your man. Right? Calling good evil is going against what the scriptures laid down. It is a good thing to, well, the scriptures say don't live a beggar's life, but I'd rather live a beggar's life than a sinner's. Right now, you have certain groups, devils basically, saying that Daniel Perry, the devil responsible for what happened to Jordan Neely, the Marine, did the right thing by taking down this evil, evil man, this crazy, raving lunatic, this homeless man. A homicidal Marine killed a man trained. Do you understand what a Marine is? Do you know why they're called the few? These are the front lines. When I say these are the front lines, I mean the front lines. When America has never been anywhere, like literally, it is not been on that territory. We do not control, America does not control that at all. You send the Marines in first. That's why they're called the few and the proud. They die the most. They're the ones to go in and mow down everyone. And any survivors, you listen to the United States now. Once the populace understands that, the army comes in to basically hold down the fort. And the Marines go on to the next spot that needs to realize, bow down to the United States government. This man is trained, came on the base and said, I want to be a Marine, no sweat. The job is we train you to kill and you kill. This man knows full well 15 minutes is too long for a goddamn chokehold. This man is homicidal. He is homicidal, like completely homicidal. Right? Keep going.
That put darkness for light.
That put darkness for light. What is darkness? Being a homosexual. Right? All of our people are out here in darkness. Right? Some darkness are either homosexuals, on drugs, or both. God knows what else. Right? And they're painting it as if it's light. I wonder where Jordan Neely's father is. I wonder what he'd say about Jordan Neely's mother's decisions and why she broke up the family, if she broke up the family, because I'm not just going to instantly blame her, right? Keep going.
That put bitter for sweet.
That put bitter for sweet. You're lying and saying you're putting good things and evil things and putting them as good. Bitter for sweet. Being a whore is not sweet. It is not sweet to sell drugs and have to look behind your back every 5 minutes. Keep going.
And sweet for better.
And sweet for better. And this idea that, how do I say it? Not being a drug dealer makes you a square. Like not having these qualities makes you less. Right? Being okay, meaning keeping the law makes you less. Meaning, okay, here's a perfect example. When Christians say it's wrong to keep the whole law, how? Where? Where in the Bible does it say do not keep the law? They can't show you that because it's nowhere in the scriptures. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes.
And that's our person. He thinks he's so smart. Jordan Neely, right, did what he needed to do. Jordan Neely was a homeless bum. He thought, here's what the devil thought. This is just some bum no one will ever care about.
Right.
Like, there's a million of these. There are a dime a dozen. No one will care about him.
I'm doing society a favor.
Right. You know who
by
else thought
getting rid of
that?
him.
Right. You know who else thought that way? Sure, Mr. Penny, you can go home. This was just a homeless man who was raving on the train.
Right.
Here's my real question. If it was so easy for him to get off like this, how many other people have gotten off of this? How many other of our people have been assaulted or killed on the subway and it didn't make the news? Baba Kashar, pass me the soda. Well, if you could give me some Baba Kashar. Yeah, come on. Yeah, like how many other of our people have not made the news? And you know one thing I found funny? Like, but I'm gonna get to that in a second because we're gonna read this article. Because, like, how do I say it? You can't hate, like, you can't hate a man for starving. Like, that's in itself evil. Like, y'all should have saw something was wrong right there.
Right.
Like, where in that story, after George Floyd, and what was it, 8, 9 minutes? Where in the story of this devil saying, I held him almost double the time of George Floyd. Almost double the time of George Floyd. I repeat, almost double the time of George Floyd. George Floyd was held for about 8 minutes. He had 15. Where in that story, God, no, it's for everybody. Where in that story, you might want to wash that off, but the glass, but where in that story did the police say, okay, this is fine, this is valid? You did a chokehold that was obviously entirely too short, too long, rather. And you're a trained Marine. So, I don't understand this. If I'm a trained circus monkey, when I duck you in the face, my life is ruined.
Right.
If I quote unquote have my hands, no, I don't even have my hands. I just went to this karate school for the last 10 years and I have a belt that happens to be a specific color. And that's punch you in the face because you said the wrong thing to me or my woman. I'm in trouble now? But a trained Marine who's trained by the United States government to kill and do it effectively. He kills a citizen, a civilian. You know, one of the people you're trying to quote unquote protect? Nah, that's cool. You can go home. Read that from the top.
Verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Verse 22. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength to mingle.
Okay, nah, that's it. Okay. Now give me the article, Baba Show. Okay, now. For those that don't know, Jordan Neely is a famous Michael Jackson impressionist. He liked to dress up and dance like Michael Jackson. Shocker. Literally, right? Because I know the police nor that devil had any idea who the hell they were choking out. America constantly does this, though. How do I know? Get over slavery. You got it?
This article, it's not allowing us to pull it up.
It won't allow you to pull it up?
Yes. It needs a subscription.
Are you serious?
Concept.
Because I got it right here. Sure. Hello. Can you read it from your phone?
All right, let me send this to myself.
I just sent it to you. If anything, I'll just read it.
Okay, yeah, I got it on my phone.
Okay, go on.
No, my phone is actually doing the same thing.
Really?
It's not going to let us do it unless we got a subscription to the Times.
What the hell?
It's letting you do it?
Yeah. I'm not doing it. Because I'm definitely not paying for it. Alright, so this is the article from the Times. Daniel Penny arraigned on manslaughter charge in Jordan Neely's killing. Penny, who while riding the subway last week choked Jordan Neely, a homeless man, to death, was arraigned in Manhattan Criminal Court. I am so sorry. There's video of him walking in the court. Mr. Penny, handcuffed and dressed in a dark gray suit and white dress shirt, stood straight and still before the judge, Kevin McGrath, who he did not enter a plea to the charge as he has yet to be indicted by a grand jury, and spoke only to answer the judge's questions and acknowledged that he would next appear in court on July 17th. He was released after posting bail. The Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin L. Bragg, said in a statement that the arrest of Mr. Penny, 24, a Marine veteran, had come after many witness interviews, a review of photos and video, and discussions with the medical examiner's office, which had ruled Mr. Neely's death a homicide. Meaning what? Your actions led to this man dying. He would still be alive had it not been for you. And that's the problem. Taking it back to what I was saying earlier, that's their whole MO. You want to tell me to get over slavery, but in all actuality, everything you've done, all my problems is because of slavery.
Right.
Like, why do my women have a distrust of their men? Because we've been beaten down to powder and they don't see us as anything more because they've seen another man belittle us since we've been here. Why are our school systems destroyed? Because you don't fund them. And you play with the tax laws so they can't get funding. And then when we do get some wealth, you basically use those same tax laws to make sure we don't help our own communities.
Right.
All of our problems can be tracked back to you, but at the end of the day, you don't want to take accountability for what you've done. He would be alive if it wasn't for the chokehold. That's what the coroner just said. The autopsy report just said. We would not have a crack epidemic if you didn't need to fund a war in a foreign country. 3 strikes rule is your fault, not mine. Jordan Neely should still be alive today, and my thoughts continue to be with his family and loved ones as they mourn his loss. Mr. Penny encountered Mr. Neely, 30, on a northbound F train on May 1st and held him in a chokehold for several minutes, killing him. Witnesses said that Mr. Neely, who had a history of mental illness, had been acting in a hostile and erratic manner. Once again, when you are starving and hungry, you hallucinate. Toward other passengers, according to the police, but there is no indication that he physically attacked anyone before Mr. Penny began choking him. The lead prosecutor said in court that Mr. Neely had boarded the train at the 2nd Avenue station. Several witnesses observed Mr. Neely making threats and scaring passengers. Okay, Mr. Penny approached Mr. Neely from the back, placed him in a chokehold, taking him down to the ground. Are you police? And I need that man psychologically evaluated. No, well, actually, no. White man, the devil, that's the first thing they'll say. Yeah, psychologically evaluate him and say he's crazy too. What's that new song they made? Oh, no, that's Petty. I'm sorry. I got the remix. Because that's the first thing they said. Incompetent to stand trial. Ooh. God.
So like, and even that wouldn't help us much because remember that in New York, like in New York, they don't have like they don't treat like the health problem as far as there's a psych ward for the situation. It's just dump him in jail. And anyway, he won't even do a year. He's a white man.
Well, Khan, is the G building still a thing or that's gone nowadays?
G building?
Yeah, Khan.
I don't know what that is.
The criminal part of Creekmore. The mental hospital down by the river. Creekmore. You know what Creekmore is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you never listen to ODB? In the G building, taking all types of medicine. The G building is the criminal part of Creekmore. Like that's where if you crazy, but you belong in Rikers, they send you to the G building in Creekmore. Creekmore is the mental hospital for New York. Learn something new every day, right? So basically, that's where you would go. Now, I'm not saying the brother belongs there because, once again, he's done no crime. His crime is being hungry. His crime is being hungry and irate because he is hungry.
It's lucky if I may.
Because I'm about to say something real reckless. Please.
Precinct Officer Shaw, big shout out to Precinct Officer Shaw.
Most time trust.
He put in the chat. He almost also texted me about how for this Daniel Penny, his people have come out and raised over $2 million for his legal defense. And keep in mind, they only charged him with 2nd-degree manslaughter.
We're gonna, I pulled up what that means. Bible Kashaf, see if you can get it too. What is 2nd-degree manslaughter? I think New York Times or somebody just did an article. You'll be able to see it, right, where they break it down. 2nd degree, okay, now one thing, I'm going to break this down. Gentleman Hyman brought this out. Usually, they overcharge. Meaning, they'll give you a charge that you don't fit. Meaning, 1st degree, meaning a cop kills somebody. 1st degree murder. Do you know what 1st degree murder is? If I'm not mistaken, like, I really have to have it in my mind, I'm going to kill that person, right?
Right.
Because even if it's a blanket, oh, we proved he's a racist and he killed a black, that's not 1st degree. Because 1st degree is really, I woke up this morning with the intent to take X's life, right? This person's life. If I say, oh, he's a racist and he shot a Dominican, or he shot a black person. Well, that's circumstantial.
Right.
You have to go out. No, We found the plan that said, the manifesto that said, this is how I'm going to kill such and such and such and such. Yeah. Now such and such and such and such is dead in the manner that he said, oh, I'm going to break his ladder while he's trying to fix his roof. The ladder breaks and he breaks his neck. Yeah. That's first degree murder. Or I see you at the club with my ex. Yo, I'm going to shoot you tomorrow. And you walk out the house in front of the bushes, you get shot. They link me to the gun and everything in first degree murder. But a cop just shoots you for mouthing off. That's not first degree murder. Prove the cop said, I'm going to shoot you, random person I just met 2 seconds ago. So he gets to walk off. God. But back to the, can I strangle your child? That's an honest question. Your child is irking me about some food. So why'd you do it to my brother? Why my brother gotta die literally for being hungry in the richest city on earth? This is why black people as a whole don't give a damn about the veterans and all, and when people be like, oh, people died so you have the right to speak this way. People also died so this bastard can have the right to have righteous legal representation.
Right.
People also died so we could live in a fair and beautiful country that my brother can still starve in. America is such a beautiful country where everywhere I go, there's nothing but starving homeless people. Such a beautiful place. America is so beautiful. The brochure lied to you. You know how many Jamaicans I'll talk to be like, yo, I really thought streets was paved with gold in this month. And see all the homeless and America is such a beautiful place to die in. Imagine starving. What's the most beautiful, luxurious place to eat? It's big. Khan.
And I would say they're having a fantasy like Dubai or a place like that.
No, well, yes, but let's say imagine dying in a buffet. Dying of starvation in a buffet. That's America. And here's the thing about it. So long as you got a ticket, all the food is free. If you ain't got a ticket, you just got to wait for somebody to sneak you some food. But if nobody's sneaking you food and you get a little irate because you are dying in this street, in this buffet, full of all this food that you cannot touch, security that stands outside to make sure nobody comes in to harm you, well, they're on break. They're going to kill you.
Right.
And that's America. That's America. And you know how we get our tickets? By putting in 8 hours. We're not even getting paid. We're getting fed. That is America. Right, so let's get back to this.
Well, I got the definitions if you want them, so.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. Mr. Penny approached Mr. Neely from the back, placed him in a chokehold, taking him down to the ground and held him for several minutes until the train arrived at the next station. Mr. Steinglass said he emphasized that Mr. Penny had continued to choke Mr. Neely even after he stopped moving.
Like Like, what kind of psychopath do you have to be to choke a man even when he's not? Like, he's not even moved. Like, you can't even feel the tenseness of his muscles anymore. He's completely flat, and you're still choking him.
Now this is why I asked and was about to make the joke, and it's not a joke. You need to do a psyche eval on that man because I don't think he left wherever he was at. Like I said, this is a Marine. He's not. You ever seen "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker"? Huh?
Huh?
You ever seen
Khan.
"I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker"? Khan? You said Khan or?
Khan.
Yeah, he's not Jack. Jack was a damn secretary. Marines ain't secretaries. He's probably Mr. 3000. Jordan Neely was probably Mr. 3000 in his mind. Like, yo, I had to leave service before I choked my 3,000th nigga out. And ever since, he's been itching. I need to choke somebody out. And it happened to be my brother. Like I said, that man needs to be psychologically evaluated. Because like you said, like, he's lifeless. You know this man is no longer a threat. You're taught threat control. You're taught how to diffuse a situation.
Like, I don't even think they taught that.
You don't think so?
I mean, how to diffuse a situation? I can't
Well, the Marines are really taught, like I said, to be killers.
Right.
So it's like...
Right. He's trained to be a killer.
Right.
And not only to be a killer, but like all Marines, he is trained to be a killer of poor people. A killer of poor people. It doesn't matter whether you're Iraqi, Afghanistan, the Vietnamese, North Korean. The United States military, specifically the Marine Corps, specializes in killing poor people.
Oh yeah. Like I said, you're killing like I said in the beginning when I explained the Marines, you are killing a populace.
Right.
It's usually sometimes it's a populace with a military backing, but a lot of times you're going in the areas and possibly you're originally getting into some border town, and then like 100 miles in is the military base.
Right.
So you're really just coming in and basically saying, if all you people in these huts don't want to die, shut up and listen to what the men in the tank and the men with the guns tell you to do.
Right.
That's it. And God only knows what type of evil and filth he has done on the other side of the world. That man probably got children from some traumatized Afghanistani woman that he done defiled all types of ways. And now he's back in the States to kill our brother. Khan, what are you going to say, Prophet John?
No, I was going to say they have to receive some level of training because they're not going to treat the poor black Latino people the same way they're going to treat the white person who knows where he's standing law-wise.
Well, you got to understand, Marines ain't really going in the white countries. And you ain't got to teach anybody in the United States military, treat the white man good. Like, if you got...
Right.
Imagine how...
That's it. That's one class they don't have to...
Like, you got to understand, that's the mark of the beast.
Right.
You, in order to even sign up for the military, you already got to have the mark in your forehead.
Right.
So, first off, I'm not putting the mark on my hand, meaning I'm going to fight for you, unless I already love you. And who's the you, the so-called white man?
The so-called white man.
Khan.
Okay, I'm expand a little bit.
Yeah, Khan.
I always think.
I understand what you mean.
Right.
Like,
the insurrections in the White House, they're very previous.
right.
The people that are the guard the house,
Right.
those National Guard, they're doing security.
God.
So there's a whole different, okay, they went inside the house. You
Right.
you notice the way the treatment and what they did.
Right.
They didn't kill no white people.
Who?
I'm talking about the people that were there.
The
policing.
January
Those
6th.
they had.
Yeah.
But they went to the house. that would have been a totally different inverse situation with Latinos in it.
Now, here's the thing. Like I said, exactly. Meaning, nobody had to say that day, don't shoot any white people. Like, I don't think, remember, you saw the video with the one black dude who was right out the door and ran up the steps?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody had to say, remember, don't shoot any of them.
Right.
He knows full well. First off, here's the truth. No one had to say don't shoot any of them. The 60 guns aimed at him, knowing full well the 60 guns aimed at him and the Confederate flags in the background, let that brother know. If I even draw for my weapon, I will learn whose country this really is.
Right. Yo, and it's so heavy what you bring it out, because that's the case for all of us. Like, none of us have been prepped on the fact that it's not okay for us to kill white people. That's embedded from the day you are born. You know that if you cross that line, there's no coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. You're likely to be killed. Like, here's the thing. And you know what's so evil about it? This is true. I could kill half the block.
Without even blinking an eye. And listen,
no.
Make you
one white person dies in the hood. Here's the thing. The hood is going, no snitching. Every nigga in the hood is becoming a detective to find the nigga who shot that white man. Because they give a damn about the white man. We don't give a damn about him. That was some crackhead.
Right.
You shot a white crackhead though.
Right.
His mama's rich. Now the boys is putting everybody up against walls. You have to die because anytime a white person dies or stubs his toe, it's trouble for us. Do not attack them. Allow them to get their drugs, get out of our community so we can get back to business as usual. And that's how our society works. But how dare this black... And you know what the sad thing is? White people know this. Our presence, or you're a black person who acts like he doesn't know the protocols that these people have put in place, they look at you like, nigga, you don't know. Like, it's like you in the South during Jim Crow. Like, he don't know this is a sundown town. He don't know this is one of the businesses that don't accept niggas. He don't know that I'm a United States Marine Corps vet and I will kill his poor behind. I don't care if you're starving. And you know what? I'm going to get $2 million for it. Kyle Rittenhouse. You think I'm surprised, y'all? Look at Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, all that love and support. I'm not trying to laugh, but that is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, that is ridiculous. Like, speak of, like, can't do ish. Like, let's be real. Like, let's get it real. A 17-year-old white boy using COVID money clack, kill 2 people trying to be a medic. Matter of fact, you got Isaiah still.
Come.
Read that again.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
What?
Woe unto them that call evil good.
Clack. I'm a medic. I was afraid. So I shot. Read that again.
Woe unto them that call evil good.
You're not guilty. What you did was right. You came out there to protect people's lives and you ended too. You're such a medic. You didn't even follow the first phrase of the Hippocratic Oath. Oh, do no harm. You realize that, right? I believe that's the first line of the Hippocratic Oath. I will do no harm. Keep reading.
And good evil.
And what?
Good evil.
And what?
Good evil.
Be a masculine little boy. Right? Masculine little boys want to grow up to be masculine, strong men. And what does our society teach that masculine, strong men are? And this is what's called, some men are good with guns, right? When you were a kid, when I was a kid, I thought Mike Lowry was cool, right? So why does my 12-year-old brother get shot in the park for playing with a toy one instantly? But the medic is not guilty? Samir Rice was being a child in a park. That's good. Samir Rice was not selling drugs in that park. Samir Rice was not robbing anyone in the park. Samir Rice wasn't harassing anyone in the park. Samir Rice was a child being a child. And they killed him. But Mr. Medic over here, you're going into a tense zone. You're happy, like, first off, it's a lie. It's half a not a lie, but it is a lie. Because the white man our oppressor is a coward.
Right.
But you got to understand, our oppressor is also still about that life. Like a coward, a true coward does not strap a gun to their chest and go into a war zone like that or into a riot like that, right? This is the type of coward our oppressor is. I'm going to get into a chopper, take my semi-automatic weapon, and I'm going to shoot at harmless animals from the sky. Here's our oppressor. I'm a Marine veteran with a great pension, and some crazy man just irately asking for food. So I'm going to kill him here on the subway. Yeah, that's our oppressor. That is our oppressor. A savage beast who will kill you on the subway. Baba Kashad, give me Psalms 137 and verse 1. And here's the problem. I said this earlier, and this is the main problem. Would anyone care if it wasn't a Michael Jackson impressionist? Would anyone give a damn? Read that from the top.
Psalms chapter 137 and verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept.
Salakia, before you do that, let me finish this off. The police interviewed Mr. Penny the night of the killing, but released him. A week and a half later, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirmed that it planned to charge Mr. Penny. On Friday, Mr. Penny surrendered at the 5th Precinct around 8 a.m. A lawyer for Mr. Penny, Thomas Kenneth, told the judge at the arraignment that Mr. Penny had received a Humanitarian Services Medal while serving 4 years in the Marines. The hell do that mean? Oh, I understand, huh? He has black friends.
Right.
He received the Humanitarian Award. What's it called? You can't say I hate Dominicans. My girlfriend's Dominican. The hell do that? He received a Humanitarian Award, huh? That means he's not a murderer, even though we just saw him kill a man on camera. Mr. Kenneth said that Mr. Penny had enlisted as a teen, was honorably discharged, and was now working toward a bachelor's degree in architecture. Mr. Kenneth and another of Mr. Penny's lawyers, Stephen M. Razor, said in a statement Thursday that they were confident that once all the facts and circumstances surrounding this tragic incident are brought to bear, Mr. Penny will be fully absolved of any wrongdoing. Okay. Come. In the days after Salakia. They said the killing of a black man by a white attacker and the lack of immediate consequences highlighted the racism of the legal system and the failure to care for the city's most vulnerable residents. Yeah, that's what it is. Right? Disparities in how people are treated by the criminal justice system, especially black people and other people of color, are a reality that our city and this nation must acknowledge and confront. Okay, systemic racism that robs us of our basic humanity in life and death should no longer be denied after being on full display for the past 11 years. Hold on. Yes, some conservative commentators have defended Mr. Penny. Laura Ingraham, a Fox News host, said that he had stepped in to protect himself and those around him. No one was attacked. You just got to deal with a loud homeless man. 2 in the morning. What the hell? Only rich white people can say something like that. Everybody, like, it is what it is. Right? A tragic accident happened as a result. Yeah, okay. Mr. Penny's lawyers launched a campaign for his legal defense on a Christian crowdfunding platform. Once again, Mr. Penny's lawyers launched a campaign for his legal defense on a Christian crowdfunding platform. Salakia, Har. I apologize. Can you give me Isaiah again? Do you have anything to say to that? Because you heard what I just read, right?
Con.
Mr. Penny's, the lawyers,
Right.
launched a campaign for his legal defense on a Christian crowdfunding platform.
Right.
Give, send, go. Read that. Read what you got.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Keep going.
Woe unto them that call evil good.
Keep going.
And good evil.
And good evil. A Christian organization is helping to cover up blatant, unjustifiable homicide. Remember, y'all think we crazy or we saying something off when we say you are the religion of the KKK? You are the same religion of the KKK. Do you believe us now? Do you believe now? Like, understand, Christians supported Kyle Rittenhouse too. Maybe we shouldn't be the same religion as these people. That has that come to anybody cold? You want to turn it off or? Nah. Okay. Has that thought ever come to anybody? Maybe we shouldn't be the same religion as Daniel Penny and Kyle Rittenhouse. Right? I'm gonna keep reading. As of Friday, the campaign had raised more than $400,000 for Mr. Penny. 400,000. 400,000 is the down payment for a house. In some places, that is a house. This devil got $400,000 so he could walk away from killing a homeless man, from killing my brother. I thought we were all brothers and sisters in Christ. I thought we were all, there was no bond or free, rich or poor. We are all one in Christ Jesus. Right, Christian? He came for the Jew and the Gentile. Didn't he come for Jordan Neely? Did Jesus die for Jordan Neely? Right? Jesus didn't die for Jordan. He didn't. Jesus did not die for Jordan Neely. According to them, he died for Daniel Penny. The man he killed, Mr. Neely, had been a subway performer known for his impersonation of Michael Jackson. In recent years, he appears to have experienced severe mental illness. He had hundreds of encounters with workers who try to help homeless people on the subways, according to an employee of the Bowery Residents Committee, which has a city contract to do that work. He was on the city's so-called top 50 list, a roster of the homeless people whom officials consider most urgently in need of assistance and treatment. I'm gonna ask this question and let's see if I get a decent answer. What's the question you think I'm gonna ask her? You heard what they just said?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think I'm gonna ask?
I'm not sure.
No, my partner.
Like, I'm not sure.
You heard what I just said?
I'm not sure.
He was on the city's so-called top 50 list, a roster of the homeless people whom officials consider most urgently in need of assistance and treatment. So what's the next question I'm gonna ask? Where was it? He's in the most need of assistance, urgently. Why wasn't he getting it? Why is he begging on the subway for food? If he's in the most need, not only people are poor and suffering out on these subways, and y'all got the what's called to have a list of 50, and somebody on the list of 50 ends up dead and starving. That means 50 of y'all should be fired. Somebody ain't doing their job. So let's see what they did for him. Mr. Neely had been arrested more than 36 times. Many arrests were for minor crimes like turnstile jumping or trespassing, but at least 4 were on charges of punching people, 2 in the subway system. But his fellow passengers on May 1st would have had no knowledge of his past. Juan Alberto Vasquez, a freelance journalist who recorded the video, recalled that Mr. Neely had said that he was hungry and thirsty. "I'm on going to jail and getting life in prison," he said, according to Mr. Vasquez. "I'm ready to die." And, you've heard of this, right? 3 meals and a cot? Con, that's what he's talking about. And that's a real example. Real example. I'm not going to say anything because I know the instant way to get 3 meals and a cot. You're not a random person. We need a cop. You'll definitely get your 3 meals. But the ISUPK supports violence to no one. But Con. Now, for those that don't know, when you are not blessed to be a Marine or work for Fox as a reporter, and it's been so long since you've had food, you realize those jokes in your TV shows where when the person's been without food so long, things start to look like food, and you really think it is. Like you'll see, like you watch a cartoon or a show, and the street light will turn into a hot dog. That happens when you go that crazy, right? That's very real. And when I say real, I'm saying reality. I'm saying real as in that's some real stuff. To be so hungry, so starved, that your mind starts to hallucinate. At the same time, your stomach is just destroyed from the acids that have nothing to break down. Right? You will do anything to, and don't let this happen in the winter. Please don't let this happen in the winter. I have a solution. Jordan Neely had a solution. So many of our brothers and sisters have a solution. Go to jail. Which I'm going to tell you, that ain't crazy. Here's the truth. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Because he knows this. He knows full well. I watched the show called Shameless, and there was one cat. He was a brother, actually. He was one of the side characters. He couldn't pay for not chemo. What's with the kidneys? Dialysis. So he was doing it the cheap way and having a vet paying him under the table a few grand and doing dialysis that way because he couldn't pay for human dialysis. He said, in jail, there's free medical coverage. They'll have to take care of me. And that's what he did. And it was highlighting something I'd already known and many people know. It's called 3 meals and a cot. Like I remember a few years ago when I was a teenager, my aunt first put me on, a cat shot his PO because he couldn't handle life on the outside. 3 meals and a cot. I get 3 meals, I have a place to sleep, and I get to work out. And if I'm good and I don't get put in the hole, I also get to socialize. That's not crazy, that's logical. That's this man's intention. This man was so starved, I will understand that. Like, can you understand the psychology? I am so starved, please put me in a cage like a gorilla and feed me. Can you imagine your life being so destroyed? Jordan Neely could. Jordan Neely didn't mess up in life. Life messed him up. There are brothers and sisters that mess up their own life, that get to the point in Jordan Neely's life because of their own bad decisions. Now, is Jordan Neely completely blameless in this? No, I don't know the man's life completely. But I do know that a brother who has to watch his mama get killed by a boyfriend probably is going to be messed up 15 years later, 20 years later, 30 years later. If you do not get right, good help, yeah, you're messed up. Let me get 137 when you get a chance. Psalm 137. Because here's the thing. Why is this getting all this attention? Because he's the Michael Jackson guy. Because he is this Michael Jackson impersonator, everybody loves him. Right? Pressed for action in the days after the killing, Mr. Bragg's office urged patience. The wait was typical of the district attorney, who tends to take the necessary time to deliberate on legal matters. Mr. Kenneth said during the, okay, hold on. In Mr. Petty's case, the charge of second-degree manslaughter, also known as reckless homicide, will require prosecutors to prove that he caused Mr. Neely's death and did so recklessly, meaning that he knew that the chokehold could kill. That's provable. That's definitely provable. In a murder case, prosecutors would likely have had to show that Mr. Penny had intended to cause Mr. Neely's death or acted with depraved indifference, which could have been a difficult standard to meet. Meaning, like, I don't care. Da, 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 da. Man, so basically what they're saying is, you knew what you were doing would kill him, but you Basically, you knew this was a fatality move, but you did it anyway. Basically, that's it. That's second. That's what they're saying it is. Second degree. You got it? You got Psalms?
Come.
Let me get it.
Psalms 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we weep when we remembered Zion.
Right.
Verse 2. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof.
We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. Keep going.
Verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
And that's it. That's why anyone gives a damn about Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely is not the first Jordan Neely. He's just the Michael Jackson impression that everybody loved. Read verse 3.
Verse 3. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song.
They required a song of Jordan Neely. They were not done watching Jordan Neely dance. They were not done watching Jordan Neely make a spectacle of himself, while deep inside he is destroyed, probably on drugs. Every night he possibly replays the image of his mother being murdered in front of his face. I question how much a person like that could actually function in society. Possibly very little. Explains why a man like that would really want to work a job, or such a free job as being an impressionist. You make your own hours. When you're not too distraught about watching your mother be killed in front of your face, possibly begging this man to stop. Right? When you're not too distraught about that, maybe you can find time to put a smile on, or fake a smile rather, and dance, so that white people can feel happy about their lives. No one gives a damn that this is a victim of this cruel city. They just want to defend an evil man who did evil. Doctors for years have been speaking against chokeholds. Right? Keep going.
And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion.
Sing us one of those songs that we like. Sing Beat It. Sing Thriller. Right? Sing us the songs of Zion. Let us feel like we're a part of you. You're not a part of me. You don't know what it's like to grow up in Gary, Indiana. You don't know what it's like to grow up in Queens, New York. Right? And that's the problem. See if there's any more in this article. If convicted, Mr. Penny could spend up to 15 years in prison. That's it? 15 years? Your recklessness got my brother killed. Mr. Penny's lawyers will likely argue that the force he used was justified, given the threat that he believed Mr. Neely posed. You mean a starving homeless man? A trained Marine is at any level threatened by a starving homeless man? Did that make any sense to anybody? Prosecutors will have to prove that Mr. Penny used deadly force without reasonably believing that Mr. Neely was doing the same or was about to. Meaning they have to prove You were strangling this man whilst knowing he was no longer a threat to you. Meaning, use deadly force without reasonably believing that Mr. Neely was doing the same or was about to. Meaning, once you don't see any of this, and he's just, it's over. When he's like, yes, you can hold, legally speaking, you can hold on. Your life is in danger. You are in danger. Because if you let go, I can turn around and start doing whatever to you. But at this point, you literally are killing me. Because I'm not going to go into the whole science of it. The point is to deprive me of oxygen. When you deprive me of the oxygen, it actually doesn't get to my brain. When it doesn't get to my brain, I black out. That's the point, for me to black out so you can possibly do what you need to do. In that time, usually you get a minute, like half a minute, you can put me into a better hold. Right? Or do whatever you want with me. Right? But to keep me in that position, you messed up. And like I said, I highly doubt that he didn't receive some type of instruction or training on that chokehold, because that was a professional Army trained chokehold. And you know they have to for different reasons, because that nigga might have intel we need. So I need to teach you how to end his life and put him to sleep and end his life. In case, don't kill him. He has the code to get to this. Or he knows where this guy's at, so just knock him out so we can cuff him. He knows how to handle that. So that'll be somewhat easy to prove that he knew what he was doing was a crime. He knew what he was doing was going to lead to this man to death. 15 minutes is far too long. I think 2 minutes will kill you, right?
God.
Yeah. So that's 7 times over, almost 8 times over.
Overkill.
Right. I agree that they can't give him first degree or straight murder because that would be very hard to prove. But once again, going back to my boxing and black belt analogy, how is he not on the same level or worse? A black belt and a boxer and an MMA fighter, well, MMA fighters are trained to kill you. But boxers, and the same with black belts, trained killers. But even adding boxing with it, because they're not really trained to kill, but they can kill you. These are men that, by profession, are trained to mess you up. And mess you up for the purpose of either competition and or self-defense. Then you have on the left a trained Marine. The entire basis of his training is really to kill you. But in certain situations, maybe just to injure you or maim you or completely mess up your life. Like you eating out the straw for the rest of your life. One is a trained killer, but how's he seen in the eyes of the law, like me, someone who has no experience? Like, once again, if I'm a trained fighter and I snuff you in the face, my life is destroyed and I'm getting a higher sentence. But if a Marine does it, someone trained to kill, they can go home and eat dinner. And they did overkill. Because you know, every cop knows, this is New York. Understand this. The home of Eric Garner. You know how many... I bet that whole academy system was changed after Eric Garner. Like, no chokeholds, please. Like, no chokeholds. And yeah, he was messing with us on the subway, so I choked him out for 7 times longer than doctors say I should. Yeah, okay, no sweat, buddy. You enjoy your night. Yeah, you did the right thing there. You protect the victim, not you protect the predator, not the victim.
Right.
Drop down to verse 7.
Verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
Remember who?
The children of Edom.
What do you know? It was a devil that did this. Had to be a devil. It couldn't have been an Asian. You know, we mess with those on the subway too. Couldn't have been an African. We mess with everybody on the subway when we crazy. Homeless people do it all the time. And of course it wasn't a white man who did it too. Then white people don't go crazy on the subway? They do. Keep going.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Destroy our holy temple. Keep going.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
Daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Y'all follow after people that hate us. Y'all are some followers. Because other people hate us, you gotta hate us. That's the way this works. Right? Keep going.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
We are going to be happy in the day of the Lord. Here's the thing about it. Now, I was watching over one of my classes. Here's what we mean. Because it says, you don't want to be happy in the day of the Lord. In the day of the Lord, our enemies will finally get their just desserts. We won't have to... to the so-called white man, just like, y'all need to listen to the men of the ISUPK. And it's going to happen because it happened in Egypt. The Egyptians started to listen and say, maybe Moses is onto something. God caused COVID, a respiratory disease, right? A respiratory virus, attacked your very lungs. Some of y'all will never be the same again. You realize that, right, huh? There are people that have permanent health problems because of COVID.
Right.
I guess y'all didn't learn. God heard Eric Garner. God heard that man say, I can't breathe. Understand. He was so upset, he destroyed the earth. He didn't set a plague loose on the cat who killed Eric Garner. He didn't set a plague loose on that precinct. He set a plague loose on the earth. And you know why I say use Eric Garner specifically? Not even just because it was a respiratory virus. What was the first major city in the United States to get hit with corona? Hi, you know? New York. The first major city to get hit with COVID was New York City. And we had the worst numbers. I don't think anyone beat our numbers from initial COVID. And it was bad. Very bad. Right? Why? Because God doesn't like it when you mess with his. Read that from the top, happy.
Happy shall he be.
Right?
That rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
You took away family members, took their breaths away. God did the same, and we are happy. Right? And we're going to be happy on the day that Mr. Penny receives his just rewards. When a member of the army of the Lord takes him out of his house and does what needs to be done to him. When we see him crying and begging for food and harming someone in that day, we'll be happy when we deal with him accordingly. We probably won't even deal with it. We'll give him the punishment that we'll be nice and give him what Mr. Neely, our brother, asked for himself. 3 meals and a cot. We'll give him slop to eat and a hard rock to sleep on. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Right? Taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. What is that talking about? That's talking about us destroying their babies for what they did to ours. Right? Keep going. Oh, Salaki, that's the end of it. Meaning what? We're going to be happy about the vengeance that comes to our oppressor for the evil that he's done to us.
All right.
Right? Jordan Neely's death is, okay, how do I say this? Let me not skip over that so you don't get the wrong idea. Professor, I've been dancing around this issue to talk about this all night. I'm going to say this. I can handle horror very well. I'll say it like that. Ever since childhood. A very removed person. Me personally, our oppressor is on a different level. For the life of me, I don't have the level of materialistic greed to kidnap a baby for shoes and a wallet. Read 9 again.
Verse 9, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
But I will in that day. I will in that day. And that doesn't even mean I get to do the eating. That just means God's going to get his done. I didn't have to choke out a cop. God choked out the planet. I didn't have to kidnap a white baby and feed it to an alligator. A stupid couple in Disney World fed their baby to the alligator. Yo, that's what is your heart like. You ever like be like real life is a movie and you wish you was there to see it in real time? Like, can you imagine? Because you know that story, right? Oh, you don't know about that? We gotta find that. Yeah, find that. If you can find that, try to see if you can't find that and put it up on Cross the Line or something. Now listen to this. General Yohana on the Brill years ago. You listening?
Mm-hmm.
He talked about how our oppressor, everybody had known it by then, but he had mentioned it. Our oppressor used to feed our babies to alligator bait. Man, he ended the show, ended the grill. I pray the Most High feed all them babies to alligator bait. The night, like literally not even 24 hours later, this just in, child at Disney World's eaten by alligator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My thing about it is, now mind you, after the story came out and everything, like there were signs that said, do not go here, alligator. Like Disney World is in a swamp in Florida.
Right.
Like, you should have known that. Disneyland is in a swamp in Florida, and you just want to walk past Orlo's because you're on the resort. See, it's y'all devils. Like, y'all, our oppressor that is that prideful. I can kill a homeless man and no one will care. the alligator, does the alligator know I'm white? Like, see, that's the problem with Esau. Like Esau's pride is on another level. Like, Salakia, here's what I mean. Black people, Israel is fresh with no ends. That's our pride. We live in the pissiest projects. Half the hood got luxury cars though. The staircase got pissed. The parking lots got Benzes. That's our pride. I may live in but I look good. Esau, his pride is this bear better respect I'm the so-called white man. Alligator. Does the alligator know I'm the so-called white man? What's it called? When Lewis and Clark went west, God was telling them, yeah, be careful. They got some crazy behind bears over there. Give a damn about no bear. The grizzly bears. There's no one had ever seen grizzly bears. Well, white man wasn't afraid of no grizzly bear. Shoot half the grizzly bear's brains out, and the grizzly bear's still running towards you. Oh! The grizzly bear doesn't respect that you're white. And this is why, the Bible says, when the wicked are ruled, the earth mourns. Imagine being the mama bear, coming back, Papa bear got to have his head blown off. Yeah, this is life now. Like, understand, all them black people with them luxury cars, understand. Like, I'm the child of God, but you're a grizzly bear.
Right.
And here's the problem. Penny didn't understand that. You're a child of God. You're just a white man. So when you think no one sees you killing this homeless man, everyone saw you kill the beloved city hero. You killed a local celebrity. Don't you look like the biggest fool in the world? Can you imagine waking up the next day? Can you imagine not seeing the news, calling your friend or your moms or your brother or your sister? Yeah, you know I had to chug out some homeless dude to death the other night? Wait, what? And your mom, everybody's watched the news and knows about the situation. They just ain't seen your face yet because they blurred it. Yeah, wait, was this on the F train? Yeah, that dude was famous. What? It's all over the news. Yeah, you probably going to jail. Congratulations. You played yourself. Read 8.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. I can't wait till it's a big group crying about what we do to you. Right? We get all that slack about talking about you. You're so great. You're so amazing. Right? You're not your parents. Right? You're not your parents. You didn't enslave us. You just chuck us out in your subways. So no sweat. My kids won't be me. My kids won't be me. But you'll still experience the fear. You'll still experience the hate. Right? And that's the problem. Our people, you good? Con.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Con. Because we about to end. And that's the problem. Too many of our people are willing to die without changing themselves. And that's the real problem. Jordan Neely needed to come inside here and not dance, not sing and dance, right? He would have been protected. He wouldn't have been out in that subway. And that's why we come out here. That's why we give out food to the poor. So our brothers don't have to beg a goddamn Subway full of murderers. Okay? Because other brothers were there that assisted in his killing, supposedly. And that's the problem. Our people assist in these killings. All right? And with that, I'll pass the class over to Preacher Noah Jahar.
Clap it up.